I now work at the shelter that I stayed in. And, you know, I'm all about the why, man. Why WCA has it going on, you know? And I'm a lucky woman to be a part of that program.
Well, I don't think I take no success for working my way out of homelessness at all. Quite frankly, I've been very lucky all the way through, from being accepted by the many homeless people I met, because I made a lot of friends that were living in the woods, living in the street. But the truth of the matter is that probably 100 to 200 people got me off the street. I'm not here to plug my book, but to tell you honestly, the book now is a few months away from being published. It's about homeless people that I met on the street. And it is a book, somewhat of a spiritual book, but also a truthful book about what happens. And not to borrow a line from, but it takes a village of a lot of people to really help people.
We have numerous services that we provide. Some of the services that you know, we do is skills training. We also advocate. We provide interest-free loans to help our clients pay for deposits or any related items for moving into places. And we also have designated transitional units that we have for homeless people. We have a Burwell house that houses some of those people that, you know, become homeless, that need assisted type stuff to help them with their mental illness.
In Kitsap County, the Salvation Army has a big meals program. We probably serve the most meals to the homeless and poor of any agency, breakfast and lunch, Monday through Friday. We also have a food bank. We help with utilities. But what we're specifically planning on doing within the next year is we'll be building out the building next door and making it into a hygiene center. So we'll provide showers, laundry, mailboxes, free haircuts, some very essential things that the homeless need, especially the homeless that want to go apply for a job or go to a new job and make themselves presentable.
At Agape Unlimited, we have a housing program that gives a holistic approach for treating the whole individual by giving them drug and alcohol treatment, a career development program, and in many cases a parenting program. We just try to get them either back into the workforce or back into school so that they can establish means to be productive members of society again. And we provide housing while they're doing that.
Our responsibility here in this community is to provide services for domestic violence victims and their children. We accomplish that by providing temporary emergency housing through our LIVE program, and also supportive services through our legal advocacy programs and our family outreach programs. And so that's what we do.
What we do is we provide emergency shelter and transitional housing with support services, working with the guys to remove the barriers that they have acquired that's stopping them from either getting employment or getting housing, and or both.
Kitsap Community Resources has a housing department. When we have the funds, we do rental assistance to try to help people get into affordable housing and for eviction prevention. And we also have emergency shelters where people can stay for up to 90 days, and transitional housing for people who are working or going to school, and they can stay there for a year while we work on trying to stabilize them, you know, help them get jobs and get into schooling and whatever they need.
If people want to become involved, if they want to change the world, if they want to make it better, if they really want to solve the problem instead of complaining about it, then it can be done.
I think if we begin to start to do the right thing, and that is to help one another, then we can begin to see another trend happen in America, something that we may have lost, and that is the trend of helping and loving our neighbors.
We could use volunteers who donate money or donate clothing or furniture items for people that are getting into housing units. There's a lot of volunteers out there, and there's a lot more need for them, that's for sure. So donating time, energy, and resources, money, is a big help.
We'll be needing some volunteers. So if people are interested in interacting with the homeless and understanding the population and helping people get back on their feet, we can certainly use people to physically come and help out.
I think how the community could help would be possibly donations of monies, and also in our shelters we always need donations for furniture and household items, pots and pans and dishes and beds and things that we put into our shelters for the families. And a lot of times when they leave, if they need those things, we let them take them, because when they have nothing, they come into our shelters with absolutely nothing.
Think what you could do to help them. You know, everybody needs a handout. You know, I mean, a hand up. You know, that hand up, you don't know what it can do. Just one thing that you did once a month maybe turned their whole life around.
One homeless person left me with this reminder after the 2005 earthquake when we went over to Seattle to do our ministry down in Pioneer Square. He said, I watched the people come out of the buildings when the bricks was falling off of them. And he said they were screaming and crying. And he said, we heard them say about not having a job. He said, but to us, it was just another day. And he looked at me and he said, you know what? He said, you guys are one paycheck and one disaster away from being out here on the streets. So I think he spoke that well. Why do we help, and why do our ministry go out and do what we should do? Because one day it may be us. And I think if we don't help those that are in need, that perhaps our great nation one day may lose its humanity and understanding that we are all citizens of this earth, and we must take some of the funds that are generated and put them back into our community so we can attack this dilemma we have called homelessness.